I could just imagine the stream now. Oh yes, this Tarek pick is going to be great going into this Magic team.
Yeah.
Called out on stream. No, I can't make it personal. He's gonna hear
There we
that in
go.
about
All right.
40
Yeah,
seconds. He's gonna rage at me. But
Into. Oh, dang. OBS has decided to pack it. Oh, no, it's going now. All right. Excellent. I'm very soft. I'll turn up the volume on my microphone. And then I'll be able to talk a bit louder. All right. 100%.
turned up the manliness.
Turned up the manliness. Oh, baby. All right. Cast on yesterday. Smart bands. Some smart bands. All right. Apparently, Protophobia's in the chat.
Is he?
Oh, the T-Force guys are in the Twitch chat. What legends.
I better get the
They watched.
moderators.
Dick Floyd is there, as is GGC Pronophobia. Those guys are great.
Oh my god, such a fan. I'm typing in Twitch chat on my own stream.
All right. So let's see where things are at.
Well, we got
Interesting
Cassidy
vibe
and Jax. Yeah, all the Vi's been picked up twice tonight.
Yes, but I don't know what's the winning record recently played. So we had Jev was
I think that was 2 losses.
2 losses. So it's funny he gets a ban.
100% loss.
100% loss rate on the.
But it could be targeted. It could be targeted. But we have Cassidy, Jax, and Brahm, and as I said in the last game, we're going to see those. We're going to see at least Cassidy and Jax on the ban list every game, for the most part. Who did I say was going to not get in last time? Because Yasuo, Vi, Morgana.
I just want to point out while they're picking these out that Protophobia thinks that he's running this because he's calling this a shit show. But we all know that the only shit show that exists on this Twitch channel is the T-Force proper. Everything else is like solid as. So, so the answer to your question, Pronophobia, is you are running this apparently. If this is indeed a shit show, I do not believe it is. I believe it is an awesome show.
And this is brought to you by the Trinity Force.
Yeah, that's it.
Victor
all right.
highlighting the Tarek again.
Let's see if he goes for it. Let's see if he goes for it. Let's see if he can get baited into another AP heavy team and we'll laugh.
He's messaged you privately, and he's banned Vi because he couldn't find anything to ban, and then he banned Ghana for no reason.
He should have banned Tarek just for the sake of it.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
First picking Zyra. Not bad in this kind of environment. You can because Zyra can be a support, and Zyra can be a solo mid, and regardless, she's great for early game dragon control.
That's it.
Hopefully they put that to some use.
She also does a lot of damage. I mean, that's something that's like,
the last second switch to Skarner and Alistar.
oh, this should be good. I'm looking forward to seeing them.
That is an amazing amount of control. I really hope that's not a support Alistar. I really hope that's a top lane Alistar. That is a secret. That is something I thrive to see. If you do that, Victor Pradley, my hat is off to you.
Yeah. Yeah, Zyra does a lot of damage, so that's something else worth pointing out. If you go to mid Zyra, she can actually really, really hurt. Though I guess if they go for Talon and Renekton, we'll know that she's definitely not a mid or top lane.
Yeah. Well, Talon has been getting bans and picks a lot in the OCE scene, so I would not be surprised at all to see Talon picked up. I don't like picking Talon this early into the draft, though. I like, if you're going to pick Talon and you've got the option of trading with someone, leave him till later. You do not want to get counterpicked on that.
We've actually seen a bit of Talon in these games. I mean, who's a good counter to Talon?
Anyone who knows where the pink wards are in the shop, really. Anyone who scales well with armor.
Yes, I guess that would be a pretty good solution.
The Skarner is a Skarner is a fantastic pick um,
Assassin
against
types.
Talon
Yep.
because one of the key items that you want to but can't always get on Skarner is an Iceborne Gauntlet.
Mm.
And if someone has gone for a very heavy AD composition, or they've gone for a bursty AD champion in the mid lane at all, like a Zed or a Talon, then anyone who scales well with armor is going to be an advantage. So, and Skarner's a great pick for that. So it was a good thing he didn't lock in that Talon. Then again, he still might because there might be
we might have just given away how to counter it, but yeah, that's very tough luck. You do it live on the television, it's going to happen to you.
Like Pip's got his Draven.
I mean, the other good thing about, like, so I don't know if you mentioned it because I was thinking about other things, but Skarner's good for locking down someone like a Talon. So, you go in, then once you drop a pink ward, hey, you can see where Talon is, and then you grab a hold of him, and then he's suppressed for 2 seconds. So, and then he's a dead Talon.
I could talk for about 20 minutes on the benefits of picking Skarner in almost all situations, but there are 9 other champions.
I got a feeling that you like Skarner.
Yeah, I'm very fond of the Skarner in the current patch. Renekton, as we all know, he is the bar by which power has been set in the top lane. So,
we're still yet to see if the top lane, who the top lane is going to be. So,
well, it's not Jax because Jax has been banned.
Yes.
Shakazy on Teemo. Shakazy on Teemo. He is a long time. Shakazy is a long time Teemo player. He's probably going to troll me with this because he knows that I like it when he plays Teemo. He's probably going to go Naxxus or something. But
I can tell you for a fact that I don't like it when anybody plays Teemo. So
that's going to
get 50% support from this stream. I will revel in every death of a Teemo in this format.
I think what is it? We've got the mid lane matchup of Syndra versus Ziggs, which is going to be interesting because Syndra.
That one's just is a skill matchup, I think. Yeah. Because they're both they're probably equally powerful in different sort of ways.
Syndra's capable of a lot more burst, whereas Ziggs has a lot more in the way of wave clear, so he can be useful in more parts of the game.
And long range poke as well, because I mean, Syndra does have quite a short range.
He went from one end of the Carrot Colossus approval meter to
to the other. Yeah,
from your.
Mate, when they finally do a visual rework on Cho'Gath, like the approval ratings are like my computer actually like burst out the top of my computer like a face hugger, like out of aliens. Like every time somebody picks Cho'Gath, because man, I love Cho'Gath, and he just looks like rubbish.
Unfortunately, this means I probably am not going to see an Alistar in the top lane. I think you kind of need to send the Cho'Gath there. So that
though, as we can see now with the things, he's going for teleport on support, which I have seen before. I mean, you see it occasionally because it's quite a good summoner spell. I don't think it's going to work out quite well in the bottom lane. I think you really need that extra summoner. Alistar's probably not, like, out of all the champs you think of to use teleport, he's probably one of the better ones because then you can go back to base, come back, to refill your mana, buy up, and then come back into the lane quick. But even so, I mean, you've got a heal, but you don't have an exhaust, you don't have an ignite. So I mean, that's going to be a significant disadvantage, all things being considered equally.
And to answer my earlier question that I gave you, Evelyn was the person that I said would be getting a ban, and she's been picked up. So we've got an annoying stealth champion to deal with, Purple Team. Let's see how you go.
Interestingly, I just noticed that Cho'Gath doesn't have teleport, so you've got to support with teleport, unless Cho'Gath is like support Cho'Gath, which would be
support Cho'Gath. I think
it should be terrible.
It would be like you go rupture and damn, I'm out of mana.
Yeah, out of mana, and it's not like he can farm to get it back. Like
exactly, and if Cho'Gath doesn't get to the point where he's unkillable with all that gold, then he's going to be in a pretty big disadvantage.
That's it.
Whereas
I mean, the CC, I guess, is okay. Like it's out of all the people all the unusual supports you could choose. Like he's not the dumbest, but he's pretty close to that. Like there's pretty like it's pretty much like him, and then like below him is like I don't know Mordekaiser's support or something. Like it's just
Mordekaiser's support. I've seen that. It was tragic. But
But
yeah,
before we talk about the next thing, let's talk about the Trinity Force podcast because
because apparently they're listening.
they're listening. We gotta be well. I can't say I gotta be nice to because I slagged them off. So
Are you ever nice to them?
yeah, no, I try not to be.
Treat them to keep them keen.
That's it. It's Australia, mate. It's Australia. That's how we do things.
That's
So,
how we do things.
the Team Force proper is they record on in US time Mondays and Wednesdays, which means it's Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings. You can watch it live on this channel on Twitch. They talk mainly about how to get better at the game. They have tons of mailbag. I am jealous of their mailbag because they have lots of great questions. And of course, if you want to help out the Oslo podcast, send in your questions. We always want them. And they release, twice a week as a podcast. You get the T-Force LCS rundown. They release once a week. They record on their Sunday night, our Monday morning, and they have a lot of focus on the EU and NA LCS. And you should also check them all out on Twitter and stuff. So you got GGC Pwn, PWN. You got Declawd, DECLAWD. You've got Dom Nom Nom. You got Chira Jaden. Cereal Box. It's Optimus Time. We'll do a Friend Friday. I'll do that tomorrow, make sure. So if you just follow at Oslo Podcast, you'll get a Friend Friday next week. Tomorrow. You'll like them all. You should get
Chronophobia is giving his support in chat by saying, don't expletive this plug up or you're all fired. Done. Love heart. So he approves.
Nice. Good. Oh, good. Well, then my life is now... I'm done. That's it. I'm finished. I've got Chronophobia's support. So, that's it. Life is over for me.
And I believe that Declawd's in there making puns as well.
Yeah, well, that's what he lives for.
I'm
guy's got to have a hobby.
I'm fairly certain it had something to do with Cho'Gath defecating an opponent, but I'm not going to scroll back up for that one. God damn it, Declawd!
Yeah.
Have you noticed on the Trinity Force podcast, we're loading so we can talk crap.
Yep.
Have you noticed on the Trinity Force podcast that Chronophobia has become a lot more tolerant of the puns?
Yeah, he has.
He's actually joining in with them. So I have a theory. You now have Chronophobia's approval, and he's enjoying and going with the puns. I think he's been replaced with a good twin, because he's originally the evil twin. So he's been replaced with a good twin.
Or maybe it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and Declawd is actually the alien, and he's actually the one that's like taking people over.
That actually makes more sense now. That's actually starting to make a lot of sense. For all of those who don't know what the hell we're talking about, listen to the Trinity Force podcast. You're in for a treat.
Yeah.
Oh, Outback Renekton. Always a fan of that skin. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Yeah.
You stuffed it up, Carrot. I said Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. What are you doing?
I'm not that jingoistic. I wouldn't say it. I mean, what sort of Australian are you? Jeez. I allow my Australianism to like pour scorn on such a thing. That, and if I start yelling to a microphone,
we have Americans in the audience. We need to surprise them with surprise them.
Then
we
need to tell them about drop bears. It's important they know about drop bears if they ever come.
Well, there's no Annie in this game, so I feel that the opportunity.
They really should do drop bear Annie. They should.
Need it. They need it.
Yeah.
If next time we've got a rider on the show, or next time we're chatting with them, it's like, just to let you know, the drop bear Annie is a little bit behind schedule. We've had the server for a year now. we need drop bear Annie.
Yep. All right. Let's.
Interesting. Evelyn has not opted to take Flash again. Is going for Ignite. So we've got a snowball jungler attempt incoming.
I mean, it's not a bad choice for Evelyn. Like, she is pretty aggressive, so taking Ignite's not a bad idea. Like, it's obviously risky, but I think it's a reasonable calculated risk on her, especially given that she's got a reset on a kill. So if she's too deep, she's getting CC'd with slows. She can use the reset to get away. So it's all right.
Have you noticed? It is a support Cho'Gath.
Is it a support Cho'Gath?
He has got a gold per 5 item. He's got wards, and we've got Doran's shield on the Alistar.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
For an interesting game. I'm expecting Zyra and Lucian to dumpster all over that support. But who knows? Like, this is actually... But if you look at these team compositions, it's actually quite a good idea for these guys to have lane swapped. With Alistar and support and Cho'Gath in solo top or solo 2v1. Because Renekton cannot deal with a 2v1 nearly as effectively as Cho'Gath can. Who knows? Maybe Alistair could do it the same. I don't think so though. I think he'd run himself out of mana pretty quick.
Yeah, I think, and also going a coin would have been a better choice than going for a relic shield, I think. Just because you need that regen, the mana regen, and the more predictable health. I mean, I think you probably in the end get more health regen from a coin as opposed to a relic shield. So
Well, I think he's hoping to donate a lot of gold through feasted minions.
that's true. That's a good point. I don't know if. Oh yeah, of course it would work. Yeah.
Yeah. Evelyn's finished her red buffs.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, what's happening?
He's getting caught at the bottom. He got ruptured. Is he gonna get to that?
Draven.
Of course he does. I was about to say, where's this scream? But of course he doesn't have the scream yet because it's only level 1. That was well played. I mean, City and Cloud, Zyra really got caught out there. So that's their bad. I mean, Renekton versus Alice, this is going to be... Well, I can say for a fact... Ooh, that was a nice rupture as well. So, but then, here we go. So, Cho'Gath has done 2 ruptures. He's now on... How much mana? 100 mana. That's it.
Yeah.
He's going to sit. He's got no... unless he's got mana runes.
Well,
He's
hang
going
on,
to have to sit around and wait.
He has 5% cooldown reduction, 7 mana per 5. Oh, Ziggs is just roasted by that Evelyn gank.
Meanwhile,
Wow.
on top lane, let's go have a look at top lane. We've got Renekton looking very healthy, and Alistair not looking as healthy.
Yeah. Well, we all know that Renekton is he's the standard bearer in early game damage.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna walk up to you, he's gonna slice you in half, and you're not gonna be happy about it. Ziggs is stuck around with no health potions. He's got the only health potion he's got has just run out. He's at half health. Syndra's got a couple of gorgeous orbs. Yeah. Floating around.
I mean, the other thing about Alistair top is kind of what do you expect them to do? Like, what is it that Alistair's going to get out of lane that you wouldn't get in a support role? Like,
Well,
yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's obviously just a bit of fun.
Well, the words Iceborne Gauntlet are definitely coming to mind. An Alistair with an Iceborne Gauntlet and an Ardent Sensor. If he's even slightly ahead, that with just the one Ardent Sensor proc with an Iceborne Gauntlet, the minions could do more damage than a lot of people would imagine. So that is a possible combo.
Second great gameplay all in there.
Yeah. This is why... Oh, look at this! The damage in mid lane!
Mids. Wow,
Oh,
that was nice.
Ziggs has to go back. He's completely out of mana, completely out of health. And looks like Cho'Gath is recalling as well. Probably mainly because of mana issues. Let's see what Cho'Gath's going to pick up here. He's going to stare at the shop for a little while, so let's see. Syndra being a good player and calling missing in the mid lane. And the fact that Renekton has not just completely destroyed this Alistar in top lane is very good news for Alistar.
Yes,
So,
that's it.
now,
longer
now
he can-
he's used his combo unnecessarily, he's now completely out of mana, so one good Evelyn gank and he's in trouble. He should really go back. Looks like he's going to, so yeah, good call there from Victor Pradley. Evelyn has not gone back yet to buy her spirit item, whereas that's exactly what Skarner is doing right now while his jungle is respawning. And,
I mean, what sort of, like, if, say, okay, let's entertain you, top lane Alistair, which, you know, I mean, I guess things like that happen in solo queue, people miscommunicate, so you end up having to play a support in a solo lane or whatever. Alright, so what sort of items should you be looking to build on an Alistair who is top lane?
Well, I would definitely
Do
be
you go
going...
regen, or do you go, or you just go straight mana?
Well, it looks like Victor Pradley has gone the mana route, and it's not a horrible one, because that means that you can just absolutely spam the living hell out of your heal, and you will never be forced from lane. Tear of the Goddess is a great choice for that, and
Well,
if
until
you
you
go...
get back to base.
It's like, there's no one here to
Wow,
gank.
look at that bouncing blade coming all the way back. That's always awesome. Anyway, keep going.
Evelyn hasn't recalled, actually. She was going to, but she wants to pick off this Alistar, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
Do not want to tower dive an Alistar. Oh, he's used his Pulverize. Everyone's like, that's a go. Oh,
Wow,
he's
that
used-
was actually a surprising amount of damage onto Renekton. I mean, you look at... If it wasn't for the Eve coming in. Yeah, so I mean, that was interesting. Okay, maybe I could be wrong. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe this is the new meta and
why
Victor's
aren't you
ahead of the curve.
Yeah, now...
Cho'Gath has burned his
Alistar's gonna be
flash
able
to
stay
try
in
and
lane. Look at this. because the cooldown on his heal is reduced every time a minion dies, and all of these minions are dying at a rapid rate under his tower. He's going to be able to last hit them. He's doing very well. Oh, he missed one, but he's going to be able to heal himself up in no time. By the time Renekton gets back, he'll be over half. We've got a big skirmish in the bot lane though. Shakazi on Cho'Gath, very very low on mana. Just the sight of Skarner is enough to stop them killing him though.
Dre was very lucky to get away with their life, with his life there. So,
yeah. If it had been slightly later in the game, a culling could have done the job there. So, looks like Skarner is going for the. Oh, look at that! Adam Kidd on Skarner waited for the exact second that blue buff was going to respawn and is on it. Meanwhile, Evelyn is off contemplating ganks while her red buff respawns. So,
just want to point out in the Twitch chat that Protophobia has suggested he'd start Flask and Potion for a top Alistair and not got tier, and then put money into 2 Doran's Ring and then tried to stop directed build into Sheen or Death Firegrass. That's pretty. It's not a bad way. I mean, especially if you want to go for damage instead of just going for attack. I mean, that's the thing with Alistair. If you just go, if you just be a tank initiator, you just build tank. So you know, but a Sheen or DFG would actually. I mean, it puts out a reasonable amount of damage.
You see, that's to go AP Alistair. I completely agree with Protophobia's judgment on that. If you were going to go for an AP Alistair, that is the way to go. I think I don't think that's the way that this Alistair is going though. I think he is actually going for tanky bruiser Alistair.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to be upgrading that tier of the goddess into a mana moon at any point, unless the game goes to like 40 minutes or something like that. But if he's going for a few different mana items like the Iceborne Gauntlet and like Trinity Force or you know, anything that really builds out of a Sheen or the frozen what's it called? the armor item.
Oh, sorry, just in the mid, we've got a gang. I think we're gonna see. Oh, Ziggs gonna go down. Yes, even the flash. Oh no, Ziggs lives. Ziggs lives with 90 health. So he's gonna go down.
Draven causing all kinds of hell in the bot lane.
So you were saying, what was the item you were looking for? Frozen, like Iceborne Gauntlet?
Frozen Heart. Frozen Heart. Yeah. So there's a lot of bruiser.
You guys are so desperate in the bottom lane to get that pig ward. It's like the 3rd time they've got it in the brush to try and get it.
It's the right thing to do. If you know there's a pink ward there, you go, you get rid of it, but you only do it when it's safe. So they think they see an opportunity. They think they have an opportunity. They'll take it, and when they notice that there's dangers, they're backing off. So they're playing it right. Interesting to see what. Oh, the flash!
That was really an initiation. And then the pop up in a sec. Yep, that's it. Right, that was awesome.
Double kill the blue.
Okay, so now what you do next is...
They need to transition to Dragon right now, or take this turret.
Yeah, I think they're going to take the turret. Which is,
looks like Zyra had her heart set on Dragon, but the rest of the team decided turret. That's probably the right call, because this will give them enough map control to secure that Dragon for later. So
that's it, and I think that's the key thing. You back off right this second.
Matt Pack just said in all chat, hot. I'm turning on the stream to hear about that. Don't you be ghosted. Don't you be ghosted.
I mean, they go for this Dragon now, which is a good move, or what they could have done, which is equally good, is they could have gone back, brought up, and then pressed for a fight at Dragon, because you would be up ahead. See, right now it's a lot more risky because of that Draven that evening went down. But it looks like they're going to get out.
Evelyn!
Except that Evelyn's still there. He's got no flash.
Oh, they're going to trade 1-for-1, and the kill onto Syndra is nasty. That's not what you want, the Syndra getting ahead. Especially against a lane that has otherwise been pretty damn even.
Yep.
The Ziggs versus Syndra has been just locking horns as we focus on others there. Yeah.
So to speak. It's... yeah, what's interesting is the CS difference. So, I mean, Alistair's done okay. He hasn't died, which is important.
Oh, yeah.
But he's nearly half the CS. In fact, he's about to go about half now. So, and I mean, just that trade there, which you saw with Renekton, is exactly how you play against Alistair. You slice and dice in, you stun, you do your Q, and then then you jump out again. So, I mean, if you just keep doing that, there's no way Alistair can keep up.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
And there's no sugarcoating it. Renekton is by far the best early game
oh yeah,
top laner by a long stretch, and Alistar is we're not even sure if it's a thing yet. So
Yeah.
it's quite clear that Victor Bradley's not going to have a lot of practice on top lane Alistar. Oh, nice dodge there. Oh, nice. Oh my goodness.
He played that perfectly.
Yeah, that was very nice. They both played that quite well. I don't think Syndra could have done anything else and lasted as long as she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Eve right there just went too deep. I mean, just right at the edge of the turret, and obviously was just tunneling on getting zigs. So that was an excellent, by the way, an excellent satchel charge to get away as well. So
I think once Victor Bradley has gone back to Shock one more time, he should be using his teleport to make plays. I think he's at 45 CS difference. Oh my goodness! That is so much damage going down to the bot lane.
yeah,
It's
it's not going to make much of a difference.
No.
Because they're still going to lose that. But yeah, I mean that's a good point about the teleport. So rather than trying to push your own lane, let your tower go down, farm deep, and then use your teleport to make plays in other lanes.
I mean, you're not gonna be able to push against a Renekton in the early game with a Tiamat who's ahead by 50 farm now, 50 farm difference in that lane. So I think if Alistar can teleport into say the mid lane to a ward or a minion behind Syndra. Combine that with a play with Skarner, who is 4-1-0. He is well ahead of his jungle counterpart Evelyn, who's 20 CS behind as well. Like, just look at the item difference, and it looks like Skarner is going for a Sheen, so his damage capability is going to be massive. So that's going to be very exciting. I think Alistar needs to add his utility to the rest of the team. He needs to stop trying to lane against Renekton because it's clearly not working.
All right, let's do my favorite thing, which is checking trinkets. So at the moment, we've
15
got
minutes. Yeah, increasing the deadline.
yeah. No, well, I think I think I said on the show that it should be really by 10 minutes. But by the time you get your first, like when you supports should both have sweepers, by sort of about 10 minutes or so, I think. So
Podcast that comes out in the future.
yeah, the podcast which is coming out on, So, what I was going to say, I lost my train of thought. That's right.
Well, we had a game
Interestingly, Cho'Gath does not have a Sightstone.
No.
Which...
Yep.
So, going for the Glacial Shroud, which is a good pickup on Cho'Gath. The main issue is you're not going to... It's going to be so expensive, in terms of opportunity cost. It's going to be so expensive for you to try and build anything out of that Glacial Shroud as Cho'Gath. So, I mean, this is the issue with Cho support. Is going to be very hard and very expensive to become relevant in the ways you normally play. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no Sightstone, so he hasn't got a sweeper. By comparison, Zyra does have a sweeper. Went for mobility boots, which is interesting in bot lane because it's not like you're roaming a whole lot. So I don't know if I really want to go there. But has Sightstone
that's a shift in the meta. That is a shift in the meta. I will defend that choice because at the moment in Korea and all over the place really, a lot of supports are picking up mobility boots so that they can roam to other lanes, make plays, and gain complete map control. However, that is not how this Zyra is playing. So if she's going to build mobility boots, she's going to know how to use it. And Pips walking into a complete death trap. I mean, Shackers is there to back him up.
For a second, it looked like he was actually going to escape that.
Yeah. Oh, no, Adam Kidd, you're too late. This is not a fight you want to be picking.
Oh, there we go. The true damage from the Cho'Gath ult. But
it's not going to be a favourable trade. I mean, Skarner might come out of this quite nice, but...
my gosh, Skarner's going to get this.
Flash.
Oh, he got
no, Skarner got sned. Oh, he got
the
was that burn damage? Is that...
How much did you
Look
walk
at
away
that.
with? How much damage? How much health? You had like 30 health.
Wow.
That's impressive, mate.
That was all like it was a very nice rupture from Cho'Gath, and it might have been enough to save Pips if he'd got earlier boots or he'd not put himself as out of position. But the Skarner cleanup is just amazing.
Yep. And I mean,
Interesting. I just want to say that Alistair has run himself out of mana with the Tear of the Goddess.
yep,
Bravo,
he's
sir.
regenerating it pretty quickly though. It's going up. I wonder what it is. So he's at 17 MP5, which is that's quite a bit. So obviously he must be running some mana regen runes or whatever.
He had 5, I think, when we checked at level 1, but...
Yeah, so maybe he's got like scaling mana regen runes or something. I don't know.
This is full. Look at the ward coverage from blue team as they do this dragon. As I said, Zyra has amazing dragon control. Oh, they found someone roaming down to try and say, oh! Thought he was going to get away there. Not a chance. What are they going to do? Like, this is just a death trap. Like,
But it's turned out to be pretty good for purple. They've come out... Have they come out on top? Yeah, they probably came out on top in that whole thing.
They
So.
traded 1-for-1, and they did stop the dragon.
Yeah.
And
But
it
they came
looks-
out being able to push this mid lane, which is
and
good.
Bruce at the
Wow,
top.
Adamson's going deep.
So purple really need to get this this middle tower in order to really even that trade up.
Yep.
And if they're feeling in a strong enough position, oh, Renekton's teleporting behind him. Evelyn ult. Let's see how this goes. They're gonna get greedy. Oh, Draven ult.
Yeah, I think this might be a triple kill for Renekton.
Oh, it might be. It might
he's
be.
going
Depends
down
on-
low.
Oh,
He might have
snatched out of the Renekton. The plays. Oh, look at this. Oh, you do not want to duel with this. Oh, no, not where you want to be, Evelyn.
Nice.
Not
Oh
where
my
you want
gosh,
to be.
it's just a bloodbath.
There were so many
indeed.
things going wrong in that I could not articulate it. Ziggs in all chat is very happy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So one of the things I think we're seeing definitely in this the new that basically Lucian's power has not been curbed at all. It seems from what we've seen with patch 4.12. So that's in some ways. I mean, it's a very small sample, of course, and with players who obviously not professional. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this actually. It'd be interesting if it actually worked out to be a power spike. Sorry for Lucian having the resets and mobility, like the increases to his damage and mobility. So that's a novel result.
Well, it's a fine line when you're dealing. Oh, Alistair seems to have joined.
This is what he should have been on the whole time.
Yeah, although it's still 11-12 in kills, so they're probably thinking they're a lot more even. It's only a 3k difference, or 2.3k.
Yeah.
Victor Bradley was beautiful with his ult. He healed up his team.
Oh, that was
Wow.
check
Look at
that out. That was an awesome play.
And it
This
looks
is gonna
like
be a
he's
bunch
going
of-
for an ice
there
form.
we go.
Which is exactly what we'll do. The goal of this blue team. There's a massive fight going on. They're like, whatever, we're going to take Dragon.
Yeah.
You're going to come fight? No, you're not going to come fight.
Yeah, which actually, I mean, that's well played by them. And I mean, it goes to show because essentially, Syndra was chasing up Alistair, and then the rest of Alistair's team the rest of the Purple team came to support him, which drew them away. So that's excellent objective focus by
You'll
Blue team.
you'll look at this Cho'Gath. He's got a Sightstone and an upgraded sweeper.
My man.
he's chomping his way into your heart. Look at
There
that.
he is. Cho'Gath always jumps his way.
It's interesting. He has kind of wasted a ward there by putting down the normal ward first and then putting the pink ward directly on top of it, because those wards were placed at about the same time.
Yeah.
With about 7 seconds of each other. But that pink ward's that's going to provide a lot of vision in that area. I still think it would have been better in this in the river brush down just across the boat. But when he placed it, he didn't really have that opportunity. So it might have been worth holding on to that. But it did allow him to get vision control. Look at that. He's clearing wards at Dragon. Oh, I'm proud of you, Shackle. Good work.
Well, it is there. It's obviously visible, so
Well, yeah, but he actually looked to check.
to get rid of it.
It's not like he was just strolling down past the Dragon, because he wants to continue this terrible laning phase.
Yeah.
I mean, what do? Your tower's dead. Your AD carries 1, 5, and 6.
He is up in CS though, which is it's not bad considering how
Yeah.
far behind he is. And Eve's gonna managed to catch the E.
Good job. Oh, the teleport from Alistair coming down. He's going to heal. He's going to double pulverize, and he's going to headbutt it towards, which is not what you want to do.
But
we're gonna
Syndra's also come down, and she's just gonna blow up everybody. Wow, that was pretty good.
Kind of displacement happening from the purple team is incredible. Is that Ziggs coming down? He wants to join the party. Skarner doesn't care. He's going to take the tower. double kill to Lucian. That's definitely not going to improve the stats of this bot lane.
Yeah.
But
now, I mean, that was to be honest, that was an example of doing well even though you were in a bad position. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess the way we were talking was like, oh wow, they're doing really well, but actually it was terrible. They got caught out in a bad way, but they did a lot better than they could have. Like it could have just been an easy kill.
I think the teleport from Alistar really made quite a difference there. But Skarner got mid tower for it.
Yep.
So, you know, Renekton's going to take top tower as an answer. But Renekton was going to take that tower anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens. So.
Well, to be honest, that's exactly what he should be doing for this entire game. He should. I mean, Renekton's not generally a split pusher, but
Scar, no returns for you.
This is going to be interesting, Jill. Let's see how this works out.
I think Skarner's going to take it. Look at the damage.
Skarner's going to take it.
Trinity Force on the jungle Skarner, and the support comes along in KS. Good luck. He's 7
You got to do what you can.
He doesn't.
I want to see the old chat for that.
He doesn't need the money. Zyra being OP and clearing wards.
I'll take him as support.
I'll take him as support now. Good goal. Well, he's 0, 1, and 2, and he's. Oh, hang on. What's he got? A Aether Wisp. What is he built? I think he's going for a Morello Nomicon. Oh no! Wait, he's going for a
Lich Bane?
No. The item that I was talking about on Champ Select.
Oh, Sensors Ardent Sensor.
Ardent Sensor, that's it.
There we go, this is going to be interesting. Oh, there's 3 of them there. Skarner's around.
I think Ardent Sensor and Skarner is going to be a nice combination. I think, and the Draven's definitely going to appreciate any help he can get. Boom. A little bit of miscommunication there from the team with no voice comms.
Yep.
I mean, you can't really press. You can't give them stuff
No.
like that. You know, just learning to feel where the fight's going to go. You know, if your allies are going in, you follow them in. If they're falling back, you fall back. But you don't.
Something which I know that they mentioned in the Wright mentioned in the patch rundown they had, Sube mentioned in particular, was with the change to Alistar, is how big a difference his new ult, or the buff to his ult is going to make, and I think that's been really on show in this game.
Oh yeah.
Even when he sort of like it's just basically he goes in there, he knocks people up. That was a
See
great.
that combo from Victor Bradley on Alistar.
Is he get his ult? Does he get his ult? No, he doesn't have his ult.
No, he doesn't have his ult, but they've put him.
No, I was thinking of what's his Brave.
Oh, Pips on Draven. No.
Yeah. Because if he had his could clean him up.
See, this is the problem with overextending with no ward coverage. Like Purple Team had a great thing going there, but they should have taken those kills and everything like that and translated it into control of the map. Instead, they decided to go, you know what, we just killed people, we can keep taking the tower, but they didn't have vision of that Syndra that was roaming down. You never have vision of Evelynn, who knows where she is, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's, and, you know, the culling, it does what it does. Although I do think the Alistar, I mean, if he'd done a little bit better with his CS in lane, he'd be in a better position than we're giving him credit for. I think a Sheen instead of that Tear of the Goddess, and then being a little conservative, Renekton wouldn't have been able to apply as much pressure if he'd just been last sitting under tower for a while. So, and I think Alistar is quite a good counter to Lucian, specifically the culling. He could just pop his ult and just walk through the damn thing. Just run at him, headbutt, pulverize, boom, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's
no
it.
for you.
Yeah. So this game is reminding me of how good I think Alice is going to be as a support. Because I've been reluctant. I know Dom on the Trinity Force podcast is jealous of that. It even plays it, even in his wiki. Oh my gosh, look at this trade. 2 levels ahead of the Renekton. He's just like, I don't.
Jungler is soloing the top laner who won by 50 CX. That's. Oh, I'm not even watching this. What happened?
Yeah, there was the dragon. They were at dragon. So, Purple Team just took dragon and picked them up.
Yep.
I mean, the game's still really close. Even with kills, 4K lead, it's not.
Everyone actually smite the dragon away from them.
Oh, did it?
Shogath had his ult, but didn't use it because they
did, so there you go.
It was a good idea to try and sneak the dragon, but blue team had ward coverage and you didn't use your sweeper. I'm not sure if it was on cooldown when that happened, so that would be too unfair. Looks like blue team have vision control around the dragon area as well. Purple team, although Skarner did counter jungle that blue earlier, we didn't get time to talk about that.
Yeah. We were busy doing that. Yeah.
I think what's happening right now is a little bit eclectic. I think Purple team, they've got a good thing going on with their team composition when it comes to team fighting, and their Draven is pretty far behind. I think Draven really needs to stand behind this epic front line of support Cho'Gath and top lane Alistar, and just position himself correctly, which we know he can do. Victor, Alistar's gonna get out just barely. Wow.
I mean, even though we've been saying how bad top lane Alistar is, I think in some ways at the moment it's actually Cho'Gath who's the one who's kind of there's no real sort of key. I'm not saying not doing anything, but kind of there's no place for it, or there's no clear. This is what I'm going to be doing with. Because I mean, supports usually peel, they usually assist their carries, but Cho'Gath in a team fight isn't that kind of person. He's more of an initiator. He's more of a tank, and so I mean, I guess it's always.
This is very much meta breaking, and like Shakazi has done very well in hitting ruptures and ulting champions when he needs to and all that kind of stuff. He's done a very good job considering the rather silly placement of the champion. But I think the real problem here is Pips is he's really out of position. He's got this is not a safe rotation what he's doing. Walking blindly up the lane. He knew Syndra was there. He now doesn't know where she is. He's walking through the enemy jungle. He's bloodthirsty with 8 deaths.
True. He did just find Zyra, who obviously is even less safe.
Yeah.
He's gone for a Leandru's torment, which is interesting. I mean,
on Syndra. Well, it's quite.
Syndra on Zyra.
Zyra. Yeah, it's actually quite a popular choice. Because all you need to do is hit like a couple, one plant combo, and boom, there's a large percentage.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not like. I mean, and the fact that it gives. It gives.
Oh, see, that should have been Alistair tanking those hits, not your jungler. Oh, poor Skarner. He shouldn't have gone that far forward. But they got the tower. They traded 2 for 1. Not worth it, I don't think, but they got a tower.
And well, it's not over yet. This Eve is.
Yeah, they really need to fight this because they're not going to be able to run away. Yeah, they're all falling like flies.
That's 4 for 2.
Ironically, Pips is going to be the one that makes it out, if at all. If he's got flash, which he does. Oh, counter flash. Good call.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make it, and if they follow him, they're just wasting their time. But, they're doing the smart thing. Look at this big minion wave that's pushing towards this purple mid tower. They're rotating perfectly. Great spot there by whoever pinged that. Brilliant work. Alistair, he feels he can defend it. I'm not sure that he could have. I suppose they didn't have their AD carry there, but they still could have gotten a lot of damage, and they probably could have just killed Draven if they decided to tower dive him. Look at this big minion wave at top. Draven's gonna go, oh, please give me that juicy farm.
We'll live axe throws. Gotta get the stacks. Fat stacks. He brings new meaning to the word fat stacks.
See, the Ardent Sentinel was completed on Alistar a little while ago, but he still has not got that Iceborne Gauntlet that I want to see so much.
Yeah, I mean...
I think against a Syndra and Zyra combo, that the armor on the Glacial Shroud is not as valued, but it's still a great item for him.
Yeah, I mean, Ardent Sensor is... I sort of wonder, like, who's he going to synergize with? Like... Okay,
Draven and Skarner are going to benefit
from it. It's true, I guess. I mean...
That was just a whole bunch of mess in the middle. Yeah. I'm not sure what to say about that. It was just... you got outpositioned by blue, you got dominated in gold by blue. Skarner got a kill somehow off in the jungle elsewhere.
They found out Zyra. So, I mean, I think one of the issues is that blue team are actually grouping up as a team. Purple team is sort of just kind of scrapping around, doing something. Who knows?
Which is really strange because I really do feel that the purple team have the much stronger team fight. And the longer that they don't group and don't try and push their complete displacement advantages that they have from Skarner Alistar, Cho'Gath, Ziggs, and Draven, all 5 champions, have amazing displacement abilities. The longer that they don't take advantage of those core abilities, the further in gold they're going to fall behind. And it's going to make it harder and harder for them to win.
If anything, I mean, what we saw with down the bottom lane before when they took that tower is that the different displacement effects made it actually harder for like Skarner to get his ult off, because basically Cho'Gath knocked him up, Alistar knocked him back, and then Skarner's like, "Hey, don't push him so far away. I need to ult him." So
yeah, well,
I mean,
ideally to be Skarner starting that kind of scrap.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, one of the things also we haven't mentioned, I don't know why, is the good thing about having a Cho'Gath in the team is just the 1,000 true damage on monsters. So using
Alistar's a bit caught out of position. They're going to get the dragon for his death, I think. Yeah. Oh no, he's going to pick it out. And the smite goes down from Skarner, but it's going to cost the support Cho'Gath. Fair trade. The Draven, I mean, he's got an infinity.
Alistar might actually live.
That's hilarious.
Dead
cost them carry. I'm not even
Oh
sure
my gosh.
Oh
wow.
No!
That's hilarious.
That was beautiful. The headbutt into the Skarner ult with the flash. That was sexy. And but that's not going to stop Syndra from just obliterating you when you're on low health.
That's it. It's still good.
Why must Skarner make me cry? From Lucian.
I mean, if they'd managed to actually get that dragon without losing all those people, I think that it actually would have. I mean, the gold gap is still about the same now anyway. So in some ways, it's just things are as they were. But really, if they managed to get that dragon without losing anybody to get back, I think that would have even would have made it even easier for Purple Team to really get back into this game and really get the momentum on their side, because they're about equal on towers. They're almost level on gold. As time goes on, a 4K difference is going to mean less and less. So it just seems that Blue Team have actually kind of got their act together, where Purple Team are just kind of all over the shop.
Yeah. And Ziggs really isn't doing a ton of damage at this point. I wouldn't say that he's very far behind Syndra. But he's 30 CS at the 30-minute mark. You know, that's a massive difference in LCS terms. But for solo queue, that's what, 26 now. He's had time to catch up. He's not that far behind, but she's got 6 kills and 8 assists. She's just kind of riding the gold train of her team. Look at me, Leandra's Torment just tearing this Alistar apart. His ultimate comes in probably a little bit too late. See, where's Skarner during all of this? This should be a team fight that they could win. But they're spending all their time trying to fall back because they're just going to get pulverized. But here's Skarner. He's picked someone off. Shut down gold, goes to Skarner. Skarner's going to get a double kill, maybe even a triple kill.
See, if he'd been there from the outset, this would have been...
This would never have happened. This could have been a clean ace taking the mid inhibitor. Don't get me wrong, Adam Kidd's been a hero here. Look at that.
That's just insane. He just soaks up that damage.
To the face and went, whatever, I'm going to continue chasing you and Renekton, you people who both won your lanes. Yep. Like, he doesn't care. It's going through. Ziggs has had time to catch up. Oh, probably wasn't the best idea for Ziggs to actually catch up, but wow, look at that.
That was well played by Blue Team.
Yeah, it was a good decision from Renekton to turn around and kill that Ziggs. Ziggs probably should have played that a little safer if he was. He should have joined him. But he should have played it a little safer. And part of the problem is no one has any vision in that jungle.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, look at this emptiness on both sides. It's just apart from that blue ward, it's just empty. It
is a very foggy day in the Ministry.
It is. So, I mean, that's well, I mean, both. So, Purple Team, you go the trinkets like I always love to. They got a good amount of sweepers, but I mean, there's no wards to sweep out anyway, really, apart from around Baron. Though, to their credit, Blue have actually got vision of Baron, so that's important, including pink vision. But yeah, there's not a single purple ward on this map.
Nope,
and that's problematic.
And well,
especially give the picks. Like if you can, I mean, one of the things about this purple comp is if you can pick somebody off. Like if you can find somebody, you can pick them off really easily. You've got the knockups, you've got the displacement, you've got the suppress. So actually going for like a pick comp style approach of warding up, roaming as 5. trying to find a person, take them down, and then get an advantage from that. Like, that's actually a really smart way of going forward.
Yeah, and I saw there was a purple ward down in the river brush by Baron, but Zyra did clean that up about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Now, purple team have had plenty of opportunities to ward that area again since then, but they've just kind of been split up.
Yeah.
See, now they don't have a great siege comp. This kind of pushing up the mid lane thing is not going to work for them for long. They need to realize that it's not going to go anywhere. And
they can dive though, because Alistair has got the 70% damage reduction, which means he can, and that's why he was such a terror in the jungle. Is he had so much damage reduction and getting people out from under towers and that sort of stuff. Having said that, this is actually baiting out this Baron is actually a really good move because
especially because they know that they don't have vision there because they cleared that wall.
Yeah.
Victor Bradley really.
Oh, nice! That was excellent. The shield and that Eve, check it out. She managed to live.
Look, the Renekton just getting up there and carving a bit of purple team out. Looks like they've traded 1-for-1 so far. Alistair does not care. Look at him. If he'd had a little bit more HP and magic resist, like a Banshee's Veil or something like that, that fight would have gone very differently. Skarner's been forced to run, which is a 12-4-7 Skarner with a Trinity Force is definitely not something you want on the retreat when you're team fighting. Oh, he doesn't care. Look at that! Oh, look at that! I just have to do this
not playing it safe. So I think right now that Ardent Sensor pick is looking like a huge waste of an item. Because how much use would have you got out of that fight compared to, like you said, like some more magic resist, like some more armor or more health?
Well, I actually think the Glacial Shroud is probably more the waste of money than the Ardent Sensor, because the Ardent Sensor definitely did. It would have benefited had Alistair been able to frontline tank for a little bit longer. The Ardent Sensor, it's not particularly gold efficient. I mean, don't get me wrong, in the right circumstances.
Check out this chase. Look at that Skarner go.
Yeah.
Look at him go.
He's popped his ghost. He's going to flash or dash over the wall. Skarner doesn't care. Skarner doesn't care.
Skarner goes where he pleases.
Yeah, that's right. He's the new Mumbo.
And they're going for this Baron, which is actually it's a pretty good move. Like with the
with Syndra showing in bot lane, they've got the position advantage. They do have the drop on them there. They don't they've got sweepers, but they're not using them, which is a big mistake. Because while they don't have vision on that Baron area, they could have cleared it out and be certain that they weren't going to be just completely straight. Which,
I think it's a habitual thing that he used to use sweepers all the time. Like every time it's up using it.
Yep.
That was a great pickup. But now gold is they're still behind. They're still 4K behind.
It's the right thing because, as I said, it's not a great siege comp, but they are a great team fight comp. No pips, stick with the team. They're rotating the dragon. They have closed that gold deficit of 8k down to 3.5 or 3.7.
And for some reason, Alistair uses his whole. I guess it's a
yeah, well, he does have. Alistair has a ton of cooldown reduction. I think he's sitting at 35%. See, look at this.
Bait out a dragon, but there's not really enough wards. They need to just brush up the Wraith Camp water to really...
Alistair, Victor Bradley has done what he did on Tarek, and that he's given himself way more armor than he needs for the team he's against.
Yeah.
he has an Iceborne Gauntlet, Ninja Tabby, Warden's Mail, Glacial Shroud.
Which goes into Frozen Heart, which is not a bad choice, except that... Well, I guess it's okay against Lucian.
He needs magic resist.
Yeah, and his health. That's the main thing. If you had a giant spell on it, so if you went for a random Zoman instead of a Frozen Heart, that's probably not a bad option.
I really want to see a Banshee's Veil on him.
Second, sorry?
I really want to see a Banshee's Veil on him because it'll stop an Evelyn ult. It'll stop a Syndra ball. It won't do much against the culling, but it doesn't need the just the knockups, everything going on. This is madness.
That was a great knockup.
Done so many great Alistair combos. Just the headbutt pulverize initiations from Victor Bradley have been great. Boom! The knockups is so good. See, this is what I'm talking about.
The Cho'Gath's knockups have been excellent as well. So, they've been doing well, despite the fact their comp kind of sucks.
Look at that, they've closed it down to a 1,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
from, what was it, 4K, 8K before?
It was 4K after they got Baron, but then
Yeah.
they got Dragon, and then they just won that fight.
Yeah.
And they got another turret. So
This is entirely because they've finally grouped up and started playing to
Yeah.
their opposition's strengths. They've stopped trying to split push with Draven. Draven, as I say that, Draven got caught pushing. But
got caught out again.
yeah, that's right. That's something Pips really has to. He'll learn that if he's watching the VODs. I think a couple of weeks in a row we've mentioned that he's been out of position. Don't get me wrong, split pushing on an AD carry or a marksman can be the right situation, but that's only when you're going to win duels.
Yeah.
You know, if you're Vayne and there's no...
And certainly not outside their base. I mean, when they're just outside their base, they can all be there, and you won't ever really know. That's the thing. He was farming like pretty close to their turret, and he got caught out, which is like unsurprising.
See, Purple Team are doing the right thing here. They know that with Draven dead, they're not going to be able to push the advantage of their team composition as much as they can, so they're falling back. They're getting the gold, they're getting the map control that they need to in their own jungle, and they're going to be regrouping once Draven's back up. So, good team coordination that's kind of been forced on them. The Guardian Angel being picked up by Skarner, that's massive.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal, and Skarner has so many tank stats. What are we...
considering that, yeah, on top of that, he's got the Trinity Force and the Elder Lizard, which is actually quite a bit of damage to be had there. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much the way you want to build a Skarner. I can't really imagine any other way you'd want to build him.
He's 229 armor. He has 207 magic resist. He must have got a buff from. Yeah, he just got a buff from Locket of Iron Solari there for a second. Let me find out.
Look how huge Cho'Gath is. Check out the size of that.
That's awesome.
4,000 health. That's good. I mean, that's where you want Cho'Gath to be.
Exactly.
He hasn't actually upgraded to a Ruby Sightstone, which is building I think. They have got all these sweepers, and they have got a pink totem for their trinkets. So I think their trinkets wise, they're looking good. See what I did there? Trinkets looking good. Syndra, you are dead.
Well, I don't know. Their entire team's there. Zeke's way out of position. It's a good time to use your ult there, Alistair. I agree. Skarner with all of his tank stats, he's still
pretty healthy.
Yeah.
And the rest of them looking pretty healthy as well.
Yeah. Wow, Evelyn just kind of took them all up. But look at that. They traded 2 for 0. That's without Baron too. So it's got a massive minion wave. They can take this. They can force this tower. They can just walk up.
That's the thing.
They could just zone them off the tower. Doesn't look like they're going to try and defend this. They can't. Zyra's going to throw out a few plants and get some Leandry procs, and beautiful. Look at that. The second the objective's been taken, they're getting out of there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think in a sense it's almost like an ARAM. You know, in ARAM with tanks, you have a really rough early start. But in the end, in ARAMs, the tanks always win. Because they just get to the point where they're just so huge, you cannot kill them. And I think, well, as you can see, this Cho'Gath, he is literally so huge. He's got 4,000 health. Alistair could do with more health, that's for sure. But this Skarner, he's got 3,500 health as well. So I think if Alistair does swap out his Ardent Sensor for a Randuin's or something else, something that gives him health.
Well, he's got the Negatron cloak, so he's going down. That builds into nothing but health items like the Negatron cloak. So
yeah, I mean it's true.
Except for the AD item, but no. Oh, Skarner's appreciating this farm. Look at that. Look at that. That juicy farm.
And now he's got a Thorn Mail as well, which is kind of crazy.
Skarner is out farming Ziggs. That is madness. The sensor is useless. It is not, Alistair.
I actually think it's a really bad pick. Like, I think buy a Giant's Belt. If he buys a Giant's Belt, he'll be 50 times more effective. Because he can use that 70% damage reduction to soak up more damage. And last even longer. Like, he doesn't, like, if he's got 3,500 health, he just won't have to turn around at all in that particular period. And then once it's worn off, he can then just keep tanking. You know, it just adds so much more to his tanking ability, and that's what you really need out of both Cho'Gath and Alistair right now. Is just to stand there and soak damage while the rest of you while Skarner, while Draven, while Ziggs get in there and do what needs to be done. All
right, looks like everybody's using those the jungle timers in their on their tab screens effectively because they know that Baron's up.
Yeah.
They're all grouping around. They know a massive fight's gonna. I'm giving it to the purple team here. Purple team have taken the lead. They're a 2K ahead now.
And the thing is, with Cho'Gath, is you just they go in to start Baron. You just hover around. You're so big, literally, that they can't kill you. And you've got 1,000. Wow, that was a great flash by.
Look at that.
Totally unneeded though, because he had his Banshee's veil. But whatever. That's neither here nor there.
I think that's a game-winning flash headbutt pulverize.
Yeah.
Fat Pack agrees. He's just called GG. They're going to be able to get Baron off this. They've already got that inhibitor in bot lane down. They're going to be able to just. They'll probably send Draven up to get these minions in top lane. Push straight down the top lane. Not a thing that.
I just pushed down straight down mid lane. Mid lane's still up.
True.
And it's already halfway there. Hope they're not going to go for drag because that would be a bad move. I think on their part. See, I mean, you can take it. You don't even need minions. I mean, look at the size of Cho'Gath. Look at him. He is so huge.
No one would ever be looking at Alistair going
4,500 health. 4,500 health, and he's got on top of that. See, look, he's just soaking it up.
Ooh, and Adam Kidd flashed for that. He just couldn't quite get in range. Well, Ziggs needs to.
He just ate that whole culling.
He needs to be a bit better with his positioning.
But I mean, look at this hesitation on their part. They can't engage because of this wall of tanks.
Yeah. So I mean, Evelyn was waiting for Ziggs to get out of position. So but this massive, oh my goodness, they all just piled up on top of Zyra's ult. Like she laid down her entire combo. Alistair's gonna run. Oh no, he's gonna peel. He's gonna peel. That's madness.
Yeah, that's actually really surprising. I thought that the purple team would be at. This is a great teleport.
Teleport to top lane. He's gonna get an inhibitor for that. Brilliant. If they all charge up the top lane, they might get the game. There's 40 seconds worth of death timers at the 50-minute mark. Skarner is the only one left to defend, and he's about to get flanked. Look at this. Look at the ex-Peke moves from this Renekton. He's tanking everything. He's gonna.
He needs to go down.
Jeez, the Skarner is so strong.
I gotta say that I don't know why he got a Thornmail. Like, yes, it's lots of armor, but I mean, they haven't got that much AD. I mean, they haven't got many auto attacks. They got lots of AD, just not auto attacks. So it's a bit peculiar that he got a Thornmail.
Yeah. Well, they got the inhibitor for it. Yep. Massive turnaround.
Though, I mean, they got the inhibitor in mid, so even though they all died, at least they got that. The bottom inhib is open. So, I mean, even though that worked out really poorly for purple, they're still ahead.
Yeah. And I think that entire lost team fight was for two reasons. They all just kind of sat underneath Zyra's ult, rather than, Skarner or Alistair, really going in for the enemy team. If you'd split that up into two distinctive defensive lines, then that would have had much less of an effect than it did. But Ziggs getting caught out, and basically
that was the main thing. Ziggs got caught out,
and it was all positioning. He wants to be there. He wants to be able to do the damage. Just needs to kind of work on where to stand at the right time. Yeah. So purple team have really, like, apart from that one bad team fight that they had, they've really turned it around. They were looking very eclectic. Draven was looking very, very poor on his KDA. It looked like he was never going to come back. I think the Ardent Sensor definitely did help by the time that Alistair had it. I'm not going to say it was completely useless.
Yeah, I don't think it was. But I guess we'll just agree to disagree.
The build order was not right. I think he had way too much. Like, he had a ton of just mid-game items that build into things without finishing it.
See, this is a much better engage. Culling landed on Alistair.
Look at
just
Draven
perfectly peeled.
Look at Draven and Ziggs at the back. They're fine.
Yeah,
the second Evelyn was coming for Ziggs. He backed off. Evelyn turned around. He rejoined the fight. They finally took down... Oh, that's Evelyn. I thought that was Skarner that went down. No. Oh, Rupture. Beautiful peeling, but... look at this. The team fight split. We've got Skarner and Alistair just waiting to kill the AD carry, with their support just kind of doing percentile damage to them. Skarner secured that inhibitor because look at the blue minions in the base, in purple's base. tearing it to shreds. If they're gonna do this, they need to concentrate fire.
Yeah, that was very well played. Oh,
beautiful Zonyas. The Zonyas that won the game. I think that's gonna be it. They're gonna lose an inhibitor. They're gonna lose their 2 Nexus turrets, but I think they're gonna win the base race.
Yeah.
No, someone's calling for a recall. Not enough time. Get the Nexus. not enough time. Get the Nexus. Evelyn cannot stop all 3 of you.
But the thing is, what's his name is Skarner's still got his guard GA. So even though he's going to go down now, what does it matter? So that was really well played by both teams. Playing from behind.
In the Oceanic Battle Arena, Cho'Gath support has 100%.
Yeah, there you go. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Look at the gold totals. 90k to 95k at the end. Wow.
So let's have a look at some of these stats, because that was a fascinating game in the end.
I didn't notice that. I've only just noticed that now. I'm not sure when he picked that up, but Renekton has a Warmog's armor. That's 2 Warmog's armor we've seen today.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
I think it's defendable given the items that he already has.
Yeah, except he has no Hydra.
Yeah, well, he sold his Tiamat.
Yeah, which he should have upgraded it to a Hydra. He should have had a Hydra like that should have been his first item.
Yeah. And so a lot of that comes down to Skarner was just tearing him apart, but armor's not going to help against Skarner. He does true damage with that jungle item.
Yeah.
Which he has actually sold. So I'll shut up.
Yeah,
he sold his jungle item for a Thornmail. I think that was a mistake. I think he was just like, wow, I've got 15 kills. What the hell am I going to spend with all this money? What am I going to do with it? Oh, a Thornmail, I guess. That'll...
Yeah. I was wondering what item he got rid of to get the Thornmail. It's... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it added to his damage, which I think is important. I mean, that was one of the things that made him so scary, is he did a lot of damage on top of being tanky. Heck, if he sold his jungle item for maybe a Hydra, maybe something, maybe just a straight up damage item, I think that might have been even better. Iceborne Gauntlet actually would have been perfect on him. I mean, I don't know, to be honest, I actually think that's one of the best items on this game.
On the Trinity Force, so maybe even a Blade of the Ruin King, just for that pure
that would have been
chase duel. Yeah, that would have been juicy.
Well, that was a fascinating game. I hope you enjoyed Game 3. Viewers, just before we finish, another plug for the Trinity Force Network, of which Steve and I are the Oslo podcast. 2 of the guys, 2 of the 3 of the members. They've got the Trinity Force podcast with Adam, Robert, Chira, and Dom. Thanks to Claude and Pone for joining us in the Twitch chat. They're great guys, and you should listen to them twice a week. You get the T-Force LCS rundown with Mott Nagorum and Cyril Box and Optimus Tom and Greg Russo and Daniel Dracos. And we put out great League of Legends content, so make sure you come check it out. Come to this website. There's all the different, you see all the social media and the YouTube and all the whatnots. So please come listen to our shows. We'll be back again for Battle Arena next week, next Thursday night. And actually, that was the thing we should have mentioned earlier. New time, because it's going to be Steve and I as hosting the show. We'll actually be starting earlier. We'll be starting at I think we decided it was going to be 6 p.m. Eastern time. Was that correct?
That was the time that we discussed. That means
6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So we were starting at 9. We're starting at 6 p.m. to help out with our New Zealand Kiwi Bro friends. So it should be about 8 p.m. for them. So
this is really a massive thank you to a lot of our fans over in New Zealand and on the eastern states who would love to have been playing in the games, but if they didn't get in game 1, they basically had to go to bed.
Yeah.
This is for you guys.
Yeah. And just because we don't have somebody coming in from the US who has to get up at 7 a.m., it's going to make it a bit easier. So shout out to Badger for being getting this going and being a part of it from the outset. And yes, as of next week, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time will be the beginning time for the Battle Arena. So make sure you join us. Follow us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. You keep up to date with all the information. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night, everybody.